All right, next up, I'm going to talk about loot boxes. This is a article from Jason Schreier of Kotaku. Basically, it says a U.S. senator has introduced a bill to ban loot boxes and pay-to-win microtransactions. Senator Josh Hawley today announced a bill that would ban loot boxes and pay-to-win microtransactions in games played by minors. A broad label that the senator says will include both games designed for kids under 18 and games whose developers knowingly allow minor players to engage in microtransactions. Howley will introduce the bill, the Protecting Children from Abusive Games Act, to the U.S. Senate soon. In press materials announcing the bill, Hawley's team brought up the Activision game Candy Crush as an egregious example of pay-to-win microtransactions, thanks to its $150 luscious bundle that comes with a whole bunch of goodies. This bill will also likely apply to a host of online games that feature loot boxes and other ways in which players can spend money. When a game is designed for kids, game developers shouldn't be allowed to monetize addiction, Hawley said in a press release. And when kids play games designed for adults, they should be walled off from compulsive microtransactions. Game developers who knowingly exploit children should face legal consequences. Yeah, well, if a game's rated M for mature, kids aren't supposed to be playing it in the first place. Last fall, the Federal Trade Commission promised to investigate loot boxes following a letter from Senator Maggie Hassan that she wrote in the wake of 2017's string of games featuring the heavy usage of predatory microtransactions such as Middle-earth, Shadow of War, and Star Wars Battlefront 2. Although some companies have pulled back on the practice, popular games like Overwatch, FIFA, and Apex Legends continue to make big money off randomized microtransactions. Many of those games are played by both adults and children. Update: the Entertainment Software Association, the video game industry lobbyist group, sent over a statement shortly after this bill was introduced. Numerous countries, including Ireland, Germany, Sweden, Denmark, Australia, New Zealand, and the United Kingdom, determined that loot boxes do not constitute gambling. We look forward to sharing with the senator the tools and information the industry already provides that keeps the control of in-game spending in parents' hands. Parents already have the ability to limit or prohibit in-game purchases with easy-to-use parental controls. Now, this is where I'm going to step in and say that I agree that loot boxes are not gambling. And I'm going to tell you why. It's not gambling because you still get something. Like, you're paying for a chance to get something, and even if you don't get the thing you want, you're still getting something. It's not like you're buying a loot box, you open it, and there's just nothing there and you lost your money. I'm going to make a comparison. I've made this comparison before, and I'm going to do it again because I think it's good and it'll make sense to people. Pokemon cards, or just any trading card game. You buy a pack of cards in hopes to get a certain one. You open it, you didn't get the card you wanted. Is that gambling? No, because you still got something. You still got cards. It's the exact same thing. Loot boxes and trading card games, the exact same thing. So why do people have a problem with one and not the other? You open a loot box hoping to get something that you really want, and you don't get it, but you still got something. Is selling Pokemon cards legal? Sure is. So why would loot boxes suddenly be illegal? How's that an illegal operation? It's not. Most of the people that complain about loot boxes and microtransactions are people that don't have jobs. They don't have the money to buy them. If they did have the money to buy loot boxes, they absolutely would, but they don't, and that's why they're complaining. The average age of gamers is 35 years old, which seems, kind of high. You would think the average age is, teenager to young adult, but it's 35. And, by the time you're 35, you usually have your life figured out. You have a stable job, steady income. You could pay for loot boxes, and they do. And that's why you don't hear those people complaining, because they're like, I got the money to buy this, so I'm just going to buy it because I can. It's just these people that don't have money that just want everything for free. And I'm not defending loot boxes. I don't like loot boxes. I wish they weren't in games. But I'm just saying, people with money aren't the ones complaining here. I just think it's funny when people tell these companies to stop doing this. Like, really? Companies like Activision Blizzard and Take-Two are making billions of dollars from loot boxes and microtransactions. Do you really think that they see all that money coming in and they're just going to stop and go, you know what? We probably shouldn't do this anymore. No, absolutely not. It's easy for us to be on the outside and say, you really shouldn't be doing this. But if we were in their shoes, we saw all that money coming in, your tune's going to change real quick and you'd be all for it. There's no way you would stop. And it's genius. Loot boxes and microtransactions are genius from a business standpoint. These companies are hustling people for money legally, and you can't knock them for it. I don't agree, but you can't knock them for it. It's genius. And again, it's not illegal because you don't become a multi-billion-dollar company by being stupid and not knowing what you're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. They know loopholes. They know all of that. If this was really an illegal activity, they would be in insane amount of trouble. They're not dumb. They know what they're doing. And a lot of games with loot boxes give you options to get them for free just by playing the game. Not all of them, but most of them do. If you just play the game, you can get free ones. You don't even have to buy them. And that's what actually makes loot boxes better than Pokemon cards. Because again, you can get loot boxes for free. Can't get Pokemon cards for free unless someone gives them to you, but you can't walk into a store and say, hey, I've been playing for this amount of time. Where's my free pack? Doesn't happen. So loot boxes, you can get for free. You can get the item you want for free by playing the game. And there's an issue. Big issue with people. But like Pokemon cards, there's no free option. You have to buy the packs. You have to buy the cards. No one cares. How does that make any sense? Think about that. Loot boxes are aimed at, adults or young adults. Pokemon cards that you have to buy aimed at children. And again, there's no issue with that, apparently. Just think about it. Again, this is not me defending loot boxes. I wish they were not in the games. I don't like them. But you gotta understand that what these companies are doing it's legal. At least to me, it seems legal. Now, this bill could go through. Not saying it can't. It could very well go through. But these companies are not stupid. And again, just think about the comparison. Loot boxes and Pokemon cards. Tell me what the difference is. I don't see many adults complaining, that's for sure, when it comes to loot boxes. It seems like kids